Hey everybody, welcome back. One of the things that I see the most and I get asked about the most is how does plate gym damage work? What I mean by that is how does the buff that plates give to gym damage actually affect in-game results? And I see enough misconceptions about it and enough questions about it that I figured it would be smart to actually make a video about it. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a couple of plates and a couple of wrestlers and show you exactly how gym damage works when it comes to plates. First and foremost, plates are an additive buff. So what I mean by that is it takes from the base gym damage and then adds to your total gym damage. Multiplicative buffs, which is really just activated move buffs and a couple of buffs from certain specialty game types, take the total doom damage and then multiply that by a particular amount. Third to note is multiplied gems are kind of a multiplicative buff in its own weird little way. Obviously, right? Multiplicative buff, multiplied gems, kind of makes sense. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to start with Liv Morgan, and we're going to go through about 3 different cards and touch on 3 different styles of plates. And I'm going to show you how they affect real in-game results. Okay, so starting off, Liv Morgan here, I have already got all of her stats loaded up. We're going to work with the yellow gems primarily. So we've got 47,950 here. I've got all of her strap stuff loaded. I've got the moment, which is 50% to all gems. That's already loaded. It's all built in there. If you see, there is some section for plates that's 600%. I am using the Piper plate. Okay. This is one of the most common gym buff plates in the game, and many cards earn their keep using one of these plates. All right. So, interesting to note about the Piper's power plate. Whenever you make 4 or more pyro gems, increase all your gem damage by 100% and your yellow gem damage by 500% for 1 turn. The "and" in the wording there does a lot of heavy lifting. Whenever you make 4 or more pyro gems, both of those buffs activate, or proc, if you've heard me say proc before. So all gems are going to get a 100% bonus, and then yellow gems are also getting a 500% bonus, meaning that yellow gems get a 600% bonus. This is why this particular move set for Liv Morgan is so powerful. Same thing with Hall of Fame Triple H, Piper herself. Um, there's somebody else, but I always forget. Anyway, you see the point. Moveset is going to be the triple yellow moveset. We're going to drop Pyro, we're going to drop Snowfall, then we're going to blow the board up with an activated buff. I'm not going to be able to show you how this works because it's a finisher, unfortunately. But everything does get bigger by 200. Basically, multiply total gem damage by 2.25 for yellows from the calculator, and that's what you're going to see. Entourage here, not a lot of trainers. I am using Stunning Steve for 40%, and I have to have Santa for the MP to get it up and running. So that is a base of 2,200. So let's go into battle. We are going to face Lacey Evans, the Southern Belle here, because she didn't have a strap, so I don't have to worry about gem defense and calculating that out. All right. The purpose of this video is not to show how hard it hits, but to show exactly how all the mechanics fit together. When you have to account for somebody else's strap, it's harder to show the math. So over on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see everything kind of put together, right? Here's your base gem damage. Here's all of the straps. Here's the percent substat that I've got running on it. Here are the trainers. Here's the moment. And here are the plates. That means after everything is procced, we should see 463,000 damage from yellow gems alone. So let's check it out. Let's proc the plate. I'm going to click on yellow, and there it is, 463,000 damage. So that proves that the plates are an additive style buff. And in this situation, I wish I could show you. I really wish I could kind of like pause the game, but still interact with the gym board so I could show you what this finisher is doing. That would help in multiple different scenarios, actually, for proving what's happening. But these snowfalls are going to create 21 yellows at 463,000 multiplied by 3.25. One for itself, and then 2.25 for the addition. Let's see if we can see one. Nope, I couldn't see anything. It looked like it was about 1.5 million per yellow, but I'm not going to take that at face value. So there we can see the plate procced once. And since the plate procced once, we were able to get our gem damage up to 463,000. What happens if you proc a plate twice? Well, that's a very valid question, because there are some cards that you can do that with. Let's switch over to the other Liv, Oblivion. Okay. I don't really have her set up right now, which is fine, because we're just going to look to proc Devon's specs twice. Whenever you make 6 or more color turn gems, increase all of your gem damage by 50% for 1 turn. All right. She makes red, so we're going to focus on her red gem damage. We go over here and we look at base. We see red gem damage is 51,002. So let's plug that in. Her strap, I think, is decent, 100%. I don't have any plate bonuses. Percent metal, I am running one of these. It is a Fury 3. So I've got some gem defense baked in. It's not going to matter for the purposes of this video. We are going to put in that 60% though. And it doesn't look like I have any substats running. Nope, sure don't. So it's just 100 and... Oh, it's taking that 50%. I got you. Okay, yeah. For some reason, the strap stats down here like to show you after the plate is procced, which is really confusing. So if the plate's procced once, you get 50 and 60 is 110 plus 100 is 210. That's why that number is there. Normally, you're only getting the 160 from this. No substats. There is a moment. There's a couple moments, I think. So we are getting gems to 100% more damage. We are getting gems do 50% more damage, so that's 150. And then we are getting nothing from this one. So for the moment, we're going to make this 150. I just realized this might be a little difficult because I'm going to be throwing out so many. I know what I'll do. I'm going to be throwing out so many color turns. I'm going to hope that I have one that is not red, because you can see here in the moment you're going to be catching some extra damage from here. Color turns do 75% more, and this one here you're going to be catching color turns do 300% more. So there's going to be 375% additive buffs coming from these on all color turns. Well, I'm going to solve that problem. Okay, so we're getting 50 in red gems here, and another 40 from here. So our trainers are going to give us 90% to red gem damage, and then nothing for the flat trainer. This may adjust depending on, I don't remember how much NP this is, and it is 6, meaning I need, that's 4. Yep. I need to run it this way. So for percentages, I have 75% plus the 220. $2,200, sorry. No gear. So we should be set up right here. And then we know that we're going to proc the plate at least once. Okay. Cool, cool. And just in case I don't have a red gem, I'll make one for us to take a look at. So let's go into battle. Now remember, this plate activates when you make six or more color turn gems. So the first thing we're going to do is make some color turn gems. Ooh, I can do it this way. Here we go. Going to make that stack here. So with a 50% buff, where you can expect our gems to do 278, 121. Now why is it wrong? Oh, there is no percent substat bonus. And is there something I'm missing over here? Why am I off? 272, 511. Am I off on base gem damage? And that's going to show me base gem damage here. Oh, that's not 75%. Sorry, 70%. There you go. Sorry about that. This happens to me all the time. 272, 510 is what we were expecting. 272, 511 is what's in the game. Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed a little bit of the behind the scenes of the frustration of the slim numbers experience. I can't tell you how many times I've done this and then picked something and was like, oh, hey, cool. This isn't doing what I thought it was going to do. Fantastic. All right, there you go. So that's showing that the plate has procced one time. Let's go ahead and hit greens to reload this move here. So I'm going to need 7, which means I need to do this. All right. I am going to make a red gem right there so we can check after we proc this plate. So now we're over here to 100% because the plate has procced twice and we're still in the same turn. So we should expect to see 298.011, 298.012. There you go. The plate has successfully procced twice. Now, this will be fun because it's going to give us the opportunity. I'm going to run this again. I'm going to show you how activated buffs actually work with the plates. And it's kind of the same concept. It is just going to multiply. It's going to multiply the total gem damage, including the plate that's activated. And I'm not going to worry too awful much about the full double procking of the plate because it will line up and you'll see it just fine. So we're going to go back. We're going to run it again. I'm going to go ahead and switch this back over to 50 since we know that we're going to proc it. All right. So, no, maybe we'll run it through 2 times. So here is 200% activated buff that is getting added right here, right? Increase your red gem damage by 200% for 1 turn. Now we're going to make a whole bunch of color turns. After 1 proc, we're going to expect to see roughly 817,530 per red gem. There it is. I'm 3 points off. Now, if we were to go back and run it through one more time, and I can't show you because this is a combo move and it would blow the board, but you would see this number increase. So our big hit, basically, what I'm trying to say is, if we ran backwards through it, right? And let's go ahead and run backwards through it. We're already here. Let's load up. This is how you get, oh, this is absolutely going to cascade though, isn't it? Yeah. So if you ran it back the other way, you would have your plate procced 100%, and your activated buff would be 400%. And your red gem damages alone would be doing 1.5 million damage. 1,490,055 damage. And so that's part of the strength of Oblivion, right? Not to mention there's an extra from her moments based on color turns, and you're making all of the color turns into red. That what was it, like 375? So you add 375 to this, that's 525. Now each red gem is 2,446,345. Multiply that by roughly 36, and you get big number. Okay. So that's what double procking looks like. And if you ever hear anybody talk about double procking, that's what they're talking about, is activating the plate twice and getting the buffs to stack twice. The third type of plate that I want to talk about is plates that work. Trickster required. No, thank you. Oh, he's got a strap? Really? Stone Cold. Is our multiply plates. Now, multiply plates, I think, have an inherent value a little bit more than like a Piper plate or something like that, because these trigger whenever you make more multiply gems. You increase your black. For this one, the Queen's Tiara, when you make 6 or more multiply gems, increase your black gem damage by 50% for 2 turns. Okay, well, it's 50% that's going to hit in a multiplicative sense, right? So if we go back and we look at Braun here, let me get him loaded in stats wise. 77,363, so 77,363. Over here in straps, I got 100%, and then I do have Fury 3s on it, so we're looking at 100%, and then Metal Type is 100%. This isn't even leveled up, so that's 8%. Excuse me, that's 8%. And then percent substats for black gems are 16 and 16, so 32. All right. Over in Trainer Land, we are looking at, this trainer doesn't affect gem damage. This one does. And we are going to do we'll do Gunther here. So we're getting 120 from multiplies alone. But it's not affecting black gem damage anyway. So we're going to do 120 there. We know we're going to proc the plate once. His moment is feud only, so there's nothing to see here, nothing to do. And there's no gear. Now, the way this works is we're going to be making multiply gems of strength 5, 6, 7, because of JD Priest. So I'm going to put down here multiply gems of strength 7. And then multiply is broken. It's going to be a lot. I'm just interested in what the singular damage would be. All right. So we can see each black gem when it starts out is going to be 358,070. And then, oh, we do not have that. Hold on. There we go. Glad I checked. And then every multiplied gem its base is going to be 450,000 multiplied by however many multipliers that are on it. So we're going to expect to see 3.156. And if we take the plate off real quick, we can show all of our work here. Each black gem should be 319,000. Why am I wrong there? Oh, because I forgot to take this out. My bad. Is there a class advantage I'm not thinking of? Yep, sure is. All right, so after I get my calculator right, you can see that each black gem is 282,375. That lines up. Let's go ahead and toss multiplies. So this does trigger every black gem on the board. So we add this 50% from the Queen's Tiara. Each black gem should be about 321,000. 321,057. We're dead on it. And each multiplied gem will be this 413,893 multiplied 7 times. So we're looking at 2.897251. Now, remember when I said that I think the multiply plates have a little bit more inherent value? Well, it's because of the multiply gem. It will do 7 times its damage, right? This plate alone is accounting for 38,000 of this damage right here. Of this 321,000 damage, it's accounting for 38 of it. But down here, in this one, in the 2,897,000 damage of this gem, this 38,682 is accounting for 7 times that amount. Because the plates are additive and the multiplies take each one of those instances and counts that damage up, you can essentially hit this with an X7. It makes the plate's value much stronger when you're making sure you're breaking a lot of multiply gems. And with this moveset, you are. You're breaking a lot of them. Where do I want to hit it? Except when I'm trying to show off. Except when I'm trying to show off a concept. No worries. That's what makes, and the last thing that triggered me to making this video is the Viscera plate. Whenever you make 6 or more multiplies, increase the strength of all gems by 100% is huge. On these 7s, each one of them, if they stayed, no matter what color they are, it's their base gem damage by 100%. 7 times. It is a 700% additive buff. If this was an X10, it would be 1,000% additive buff. If it was a 25, it'd be 2,500% additive buff from base gem damage. It's huge. Those are big numbers and they scale quickly. So yeah, I mean, multiply plates are huge, and I wish there was more of them. Let's go ahead and swipe through. There we go. I love this moveset. It's kind of risky, but man, it's beast. All right. So hopefully that's 3 different instances of 3 different styles of plates, I think. Or in my opinion, 3 different styles of plates. And we caught 2 normal plates or basic plates and 1 ultimate plate. But really, if we go back and look at it, all of the plates work in this exact same fashion. All right. So for instance, a nearing end plate, which is make 6 immobiles, I think, increase your total gem damage by 35%, is the same 50%. It is an additive amount. Let's see, in use. I'm sure I've got it somewhere. Yeah, there it is. 6 more immobiles, increase all your gem damage by 350%. It's a 350% flat additive bonus to everything. Same thing with Titans, 200%. 2 turns, so you can stack it up to 400% by that second turn. All of the barber's plates are just a 75% from base. So if your base is 50, let's call it 100,000, which it's not, you can't be. You're only getting, well, okay, so if your base is 50,000, you're only getting about 35,500 buff from using that per gym. Multiply that by 49. Tell me how big the number is. It's not that huge. It's big, it's significant, but it's not like huge, right? Z-plate, 4 more countdowns, increase your gym damage by 50. And that's just adding 50% to every gym. Okay. That's how the gym damage plates work. Hopefully that was relatively clear. Hopefully I kind of touched all the important bases there. If not, do me a favor, leave me a comment, hit me up on Discord. Come by, check me out on stream. Ask me there. I'll stop, or at least add it into the rotation of stuff that I'm talking about. All right. This has triggered a couple of other ideas. I think I'm going to go and sit down and make a video on how to proc plates and how long the effects work and stuff like that. As always, if you have any ideas for videos that you would like to see from me, put them in the comments and we'll make a Slim Explains It about it. All right. And as always, I hope you learned something today. I hope you've been entertained by something today. Or hopefully you just like the sound of my voice. If either of those three things have happened, do me a favor, click like, click subscribe, share to your faction mates, and I'll talk to you next time. Late.